Hey, everybody, welcome back into Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, joined for the first time on BuckIQ by a now former Buckeye, Pete Werner, star linebacker, multi-year starter, getting ready for that NFL career. He's enjoying that nice weather down in Florida, but nice enough to zoom in. Pete, has it sunk in a little bit that you're getting ready for a pro career, that you're not putting on the scarlet and gray again?
It didn't feel like it after the last game that we played, but now talking to different people, talking to scouts now and training, being surrounded by a bunch of pre-draft process guys, it's really hitting me now. So it's a pretty cool feeling, but I'm just trying to enjoy the process and take one day at a time.
That process, I know from talking to some guys you played with in the past, these kind of 3 months, the calls, the talks with scouts, the multiple workouts a day, it can be more of a grind even than what you did with Mickey Marotti during winter workouts. What is it like for you right now? What's a day in draft prep like for Pete Werner?
Yeah, so it's pretty busy. It is busy. I don't know if it compares to the intense workouts that Coach Mick has us doing, but on a typical Monday or so, we have two workouts during the day. So we'll get there and have a run early in the day, and that's combine training. Usually 40 starts, and we could do linear days, multilateral days, like with the shuttle and the three cone, things like that. We'll do that at the start, and then we'll have some time off. And on Tuesdays through Thursdays, we'll have position work. So that's position work to train us for our pro days. Usually be the combine, but obviously this year is going to be more pro day focus. And then we'll have about 2 hours off, and then we're going back into our lift, which is either upper or lower body. So that's about the typical day. You're there from about 8, have 2 hours off, and then we'll get home back at your place around 4:30 or 5. And then once it hits then you're talking to scouts. Not every day, but it could be deep into your night. And it's just all football. It's the job now. So it's a pretty cool process.
I think in reality it was probably always your job with the time demands in the Woody, but now officially it's that way. So you've got guys blowing you up, scouts, general managers, coaches, whoever, and they're looking for information on should they draft Pete Werner. What do you tell them? What are you pitching?
Yeah, so they're asking me many questions, and it's about strengths, weaknesses, what do I bring to the table? And some of the big responses I'm giving them is my intelligence as a player, my ability to not come off the field, be a 3-down backer. I'm a great tackler, and I run sideline to sideline. I'm a big effort player, and I don't take a play off. So I think the biggest thing is just being that guy that can go big and stop the run, as well as cover a tight end and kind of lock them up, which is pretty cool.
All right, we've seen that for several years. Now, obviously, we can't go through your entire career, but we've got a handful of plays, some of the best that you've put together with the Buckeyes. We're going to get your thoughts on it and what you might bring to the NFL right now. So with Pete Werner, let's roll the tape. All right, Pete, let's dive right into it. The game, the stakes are high. This was one that people were really excited for, and we're looking at this Ohio State defense, which had taken some criticism throughout the year, but you had really taken great strides, I thought, from game one to the end of the year in that starting lineup really for the first time. So this became one of my favorite plays that you made, and it was a sign to me of you taking that next step. What are the responsibilities? How did this feel? Take me through what you got going on here.
Yeah, so this is a critical point in the game. We're only up 4, and they're in the red zone. So this is a tough one. We got a man coverage called here. They kind of act like it's a little run fake here, so we got to stay disciplined, stay on our visual keys. So I see the tight end arc, and I kind of know that he's up to something. He's running a route here, so I try to get my hands on. He's a big guy. I think he was like 6'6" or 6'7". He was tall. He was physical. So I try to get my hands on, and now I'm in the trail position. And as the quarterback's running out, you think he's running the ball now, and then he throws it. So I see right there in the corner of my eye that the ball is put in a perfect spot, and I know that this is always a tough spot. I'm in great position, but if you throw a great ball, there's not much you can do. So he throws it, and the best thing I can do is attack that hand, attack it, try to break it up, and you see I kind of get there a little bit, but it's still perfect. It's still a perfect ball, and this is a critical point in the game. And then I reach that arm around and trying to hit it out, and And the good thing is I did, because that was a big part in the game.
Is that just part of your coverage background taking over here? Or your work maybe a defensive back, or instincts kick in?
It was once it gets to the junction point here is what we say. You really got to fight. You really got to try and get that ball out. The quarterback and tight end did a great job there. The ball was placed perfectly. So you really got to fight. You got to get that ball out the best you can. Obviously, you see there a little excitement because I think we ended up forcing them to a field goal there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, big turning point in the game. Who knows how that turns out if you can't get a stop. And we'll fast forward a little bit from, I think, that sophomore version to what you were doing here in a little bit different role. But, the work that you were able to do this year, maybe against the run and, get in the backfield, make plays. Where did you see the biggest improvement in this season, and what's the key to making something like this happen?
Yeah, so this the senior year I was playing at a different spot. I was at the will position, which is more in the box. So I'm thinking more run fits, get your hands on some O-linemen, instead of being outside and taking on tight ends, being isolated in coverage on tight ends. So this play in particular is a will blitz, and I kind of read this guard as he comes towards me. I have to cross his face. If the ball is run away, I'm coming off his butt. So as he's coming towards me, I got to stick and then get inside of him. And I made him miss pretty good here. And then I saw the ball, and at this point, you just gotta get the guy down. And that call was perfect for that play, and we executed it pretty well.
Make it sound pretty easy, man. I know it's not. Sometimes it looks that way.
Well, that call is not always the best against certain. We've gotten beat in being risky like that a few times. So that was just a great spot to have it.
All right. I remember asking you in the middle of the season, and I didn't know if it was accurate or not. Said it just felt like you were blitzing more, and I guess maybe that's part of the position change. But you seem to really enjoy this opportunity, this part of the game.
Yes, I do. I love when they give me the blitz call. I love when I can go be aggressive. That's just fun to me. That's what makes football fun, is to kind of be a dog and go look for some contacts. And as you can see in this one, we had a cross blitz combination. We called it a bulldog, which is the 3 tech here. He's going inside. Barron should actually have wrapped around the guard, to go under the running back to make it free for me. But they ended up both shooting that A gap, which left it just me and the running back. And I saw him last second, and gave him a good shock, and then got off that, and then had the sack, which was one of my favorite plays against Indiana, which they had a great game against us.
Looks like you almost preferred to have that running back in the way. Like,
yeah, as you look more of the film later in the season, that was kind of my thing, is kind of heading up the running back, because they couldn't handle what I was bringing. So that's what I felt about that.
All right, so seeing that, getting in the backfield, getting after the quarterback, dropping back a little. It's an oversimplification of the different things you bring, but this one was interesting to me because you got credit for the forced fumble. I'm not sure if you actually had it, but you also could have been called for – you had to avoid the targeting situation. So it's a big hit and playing within the rules. Maybe it's a stretch on my part, but I thought this was just a key play and really another one that showed your impact.
Yeah, so this was a big time turnover on the defensive side. We had a man call here, and I was the low hole player, so I'm kind of reading the quarterback, looking at his eyes, and breaking on the football. And number 10 was a good player. He was fast. He was quick. They ran him on a lot of under routes, mesh combinations. And he caught the ball here. It's kind of tough because the ref was in the way, but the ball got out a little bit by that collision and Barron. So I saw the ball wobbling around. I was like, I got to get this ball out of here. And I didn't think I hit him that hard. He was kind of in a position where if anybody touched him, he would have gone down pretty easy. But that was a big hit there and a big play on the defensive side.
All right. And as you got it out here, that ball's coming loose, but you put him down. You avoid getting that ejection, which is so costly. And this is like every single play that I had here. Like, let's evaluate Pete Werner, the celebrator, because you've got a lot of juice. I'm not sure you ever get truly calmed down on the field, but you're one of the better celebrators out there.
Yeah, I'm a quiet guy in the locker room, but when I'm on the field, I love the game. I love when everybody else makes plays, when I make plays. When the defense does well, I'm juiced up. I'm ready to go.
All right, well, they're going to miss having number 20 out there moving forward, but somebody in the NFL level is getting a good linebacker who can play all those spots. That 3-down player that Pete Werner talked about, he's ready to become that. A great Ohio State career. Pete, thanks for joining us for the first time on BuckIQ. Appreciate your insights.
Yep, thank you so much.
All right, for Pete, I'm Austin Ward. We'll see you next time at Lettermen Row.